to put on my lipstick while I'm on with you, but I'm here. Welcome, welcome. Happy terrific Thursday. I went out to a special night out with a friend last night to do some kind of a dance, um, dance aerobic activity at Lincoln Center in Manhattan. So my night was thrown off a little bit. Got in a little later than usual, and and as I've been saying, I've been working on preparing this program for everybody. Infinite possibilities for the well-traveled soul. Sorry, it reads backwards here. It's created by Mike Dooley, who was in The Secret. And hang on, put on a little lipstick here, as they do online. Okay, I'll join the club. Um, I'm going to be having this program starting July 1st for 6 Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Um, And a seventh Wednesday will be a wrap party because we're going to be working on your goals and on feeling more hopeful in life so that each day when you're waking up, you have some hope and positivity and positive expectation for the day and more of a knowing that you are worthy, you have self-confidence, and that with God all good things are possible. I mean, this is not really specifically a spiritual program. It's more positive mindset, but there's a piece of spirituality in here, knowing that you are worthy as a part of God's universe, or this universe, however you want to call it, and that in this universe, as a part of God's universe, all good things are possible, which fits in with you. There are infinite possibilities of infinite ways that things can work out for you, that you do not have to know the cursed hows, as Mike Dooley calls it. You don't have to know how things are going to work out for you. You don't have to know how your goal can possibly be achieved with the challenges you have or the beliefs you have that you have that if you feel too old or too um, inexperienced or too lost or overwhelmed, still infinite possibilities of ways, positive possibilities, that ways that you can feel better and achieve your goals, even if you have responsibilities like a caregiver, or from responsibilities with your children, your grandchildren, your job. You can achieve the goals that you want to with the help of a positive mindset and connecting to that all-knowing source of inspiration. um, and that's what we'll be teaching. There'll be a lot of fun things there too, but in the meantime, in the program, fun mindfulness activities, a little bit creative, easy little creative mindfulness project activity. There's going to be a law of attraction game that we play that helps you to believe in your ability to attract positive things that you focus on. uh, okay, but in the meantime, I'm going to share a few positive affirmation cards. Actually, we'll start with one from Mike Dooley. Mike Dooley has a abundance affirmation card deck. It is from Hay House, so I'm not going to show you. I'll read it offline in case they have a problem with, you know, sharing the artwork online here. But if you want, I hope you have your little bit of, maybe you have a refreshing drink with you today to enjoy this little inspiration. I'm going to have a swish of mine. This actually is, I like this watermelon drink. It has electrolytes in it. I'm not promoting them, but they're good. BAI. Hang on a second. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put numbers 1, 2, 3 from this card deck, and then from the other card deck. So I'm just going to do some random cards here. Hi, Jeannie. Thanks for being here. Happy terrific Thursday. and hello to anybody who's also in the replays. Um, so I'm just taking this deck. I'm just going to random pick random cards to put these numbers on, and let's see. So if you think for yourself, 1, 2, or 3, what's standing out to you? It's just for fun. There's no numerology involved here. No psychic readings. It's just for fun. 1, 2, or 3, and if anything resonates with you, maybe you want to consider it. If none of it does, just ignore it. But here we go. This is all positive. Number 1 says, it's not a matter of whether or not you can afford it, swing it, or handle it. It's a question of whether or not I can. Okay, so this is supposed to be from God, the quote unquote, or the universe, however you want to call it. These are kind of whimsical, positive affirmations that Mike Dooley writes, as if it's from the universe. All right. So once again, this says this whole thing's on abundance. It's not a matter of whether or not you can afford it, swing it, or handle it. It's a question of whether or not I can. And I can, the universe, comma, the universe, from the universe. Hi, Kama. Thank you for being here. Okay, so this is basically saying you don't have to worry about, um, you know, uh whether or not you can afford it, swing it, handle it. It's about trusting more in the universe that um god's god's got abundant, infinite possibilities for you. And abundance is really a birthright. So trust a little bit in that God can make a way where there is no way. I like that expression too. So God can do the impossible for you and for me, as we just have to align with the positive focus and the trust and allowing of God's timing. Okay, hang on. Okay, so now this other one says 2. Today you are a magnet for infinite abundance, divine intelligence, and hang on a second. Okay, hello. Thank you for joining. All the best to you. Today you are a magnet for infinite abundance, divine intelligence, and unlimited love. Actually, this has always been true. Rock on, the universe. Okay, so again, today you are a magnet for infinite abundance, divine intelligence. We're supposed to be magnets for infinite abundance, divine intelligence, and unlimited love. As a we're souls having a human experience. But we're supposed to be magnets for infinite abundance. These blessings from God, infinite abundance, divine intelligence. We're supposed to be able to tap into God's, um, God's inspiration and wisdom, and unlimited love, unconditional love from God. We're supposed to be able to tap into that, but we are souls having a human experience. So it's, we're learning with that human part can kind of get in the way. But it seems that's important because we're here to grow, and we grow spiritually with the contrast, with the challenges that we have to go through. But with God's help, we can see more of his blessings in our lives and more of the strength that we have as souls. So rock on. You're a magnet for all this good stuff. And actually that's always been true, but when we're in our human minds and we're in tough times, it seems like nobody's helping us. God's not around, but he is. It's just that this is part of the package. We have to grow through these challenges, and with God's help, all things are possible. All good things are possible, I want to say. Okay. And I wish you the best, United Indian 809. Good things can happen for you too. There's always hope. All right, now number 3. What did I do with number 3? It's just, okay, let's say this is 3. I want to, wait, no, did I just do 3? No, here's number 3. Okay, Number 3 says, what if we change the word work for dance with life? What if we change the word work with dance for dance with life? And instead of viewing it as an alternative to fishing or a way of paying our dues, we saw it as a chance to meet a parade of new friends, discover our own untested potentials and unpolished gifts, and open avenues for abundance to come pouring into our life. Yeah, I bet lottery sales would plummet. Start the parade, the universe. Okay, again, these are funny. Here, this was number 3. These are funny, like whimsical affirmation cards from Mike Dooley from Notes from the Universe on Abundance. So he says these as if it's coming from the universe or God. Okay. Again, what if we change the word work for dance with life? Right? Work, usually we all have a heavy negative connotation with it sometimes. We do want work for money and maybe, interaction with others, but sometimes we see it as drudgery, as heavy, and they're saying, what if we change the word work for to dance with life? Something kind of that you're, it's a way to create with life and playfully create with life. What if we saw work that way? um, Instead of as an alternative to fishing or a way of paying our dues, right? Instead of seeing, oh, work, work is not the fun stuff, it's paying our dues. What if we saw it instead as an uplifting dance with life? What if we saw it as a chance to meet a parade of new friends, right? Focus on work being like maybe the person below who was saying that they lost their job, and I'm very sorry about that. I know I've been in that situation. um uh, and I hope your health improves too, um, person below there. But and it can. A lot of times it's the state we're in. Sometimes it's all those things are happening. We may have been in a very negative state, or maybe this is a redirection. Like say a detour in life sometimes is what these challenges are, or it's not rejection, it's redirection. Someone was just saying that. I didn't come up with that. Redirection to better improvements for you in your life, better health, better um, work, or maybe your own business, better ways of having income coming to you, because there's infinite possibilities for that to happen. Just like I'm saying, this program I'm teaching with God in this universe is infinite possibilities, ways that you can get what you're looking for in a positive way. So, what if you see work as a chance to meet a parade of new friends, discover our own untested potentials, right? You learn more about yourself and unpolished gifts and open avenues for abundance to come pouring into our lives. That's one way to look at work or business. Yeah, I bet lottery sales would plummet. Start the parade, the universe, right? So people are always looking to win the lottery because why? They're unhappy with life. They don't want to go to work because work is, they connect with drudgery, with no freedom. But what if we saw work or a business we created on our own, or a different job at a different place, company or whatever? What if we saw that, oh, I'm going to be attracting this more engaging, passion following job or business that's a better fit for me? Then you don't have to worry about playing the lottery because you're happy and satisfied and feel on purpose more with the quote unquote work that you have or that you're now moving to. So I hope those helped. Now I'm going to do we have 15 minutes more. I'm just going to, since I did 3 there, I'm going to just choose let's see, I'm going to choose 2 from from this deck, which is Rethink, Mindful Life it's called. Okay, just well, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 from this deck. Okay, this one says releasing control, releasing control. That just fell out of the deck, so I'm taking that as a positive sign to read this one. It says, releasing control. I surrender the need for control and gracefully yield to the flow of life. trusting in the natural rhythm of the universe. We have to trust in divine timing, you know, God's timing. I embrace the unknown and welcome the magic of life's unfolding. Things have to unfold, uh, they have to unfold to a certain extent. Like sometimes things have to line up for you to get that goal that you were hoping to um, achieve, attract, manifest with God's help, because maybe there's certain, so we have to release control to a certain extent. We should set an intention if we want to focus on what we do want, but that's like the control part, we have the co-creating with God part, but then we have to kind of let go and let God do the rest and wait for the divine timing to line up all the pieces of the puzzle that need to come into place for you to get that goal, or better, according to God's in God's eyes. Because sometimes, say you wanted a particular job, and say you went for a job interview, and they said, "Oh, you seem great, but we have other people to look at, or whatever. But you're really at the top of the list, and we'll get back to you." Okay, so now say you went on a Wednesday and now it's a Friday, or it's the Monday after, and you're like, I thought they liked me. I thought I was going to hear from them. I heard nothing." But maybe something happened that the boss of the person that you interviewed with had to also approve appointing you, hiring you, and yet that person maybe had a family emergency or something. Someone was sick in his family and he had to go visit this sick person or something. So your potential boss is waiting for a word from that other person who's taking care, maybe visiting someone who's ill, who's getting better, hopefully. But and you're like, and nobody's calling me. I guess they don't like me. I knew they don't like me. Nobody wants to hire me. Before we go there, trust in divine timing, and then maybe they just call you back 2 more weeks later because that guy's aunt is healthier now. He went back home and he's now back at work, and now he can focus on what happened in your interview with the boss that you interviewed with. So there's, you have to release control. Things have to line up sometimes, because there's a lot of people often involved in your in your miracle. Even in, there's different people whose lives are involved. So delays, there's another quote from Joel Osteen, something he had said it anyway, that God's delays are not God's denials. Sometimes it's just delayed because things, people, places, and things had to line up for you to get what you wanted, or you are meant for a better spot, and certain things had to drop away so that you had the space and the time and opportunity to get the better thing. Okay, I'll read it one more time. I surrender the need for control and gracefully yield to the flow of life. Just let it be. Enjoy the journey, whatever it is. They say, don't be so attached to the outcome. Focus on an outcome you'd like and then let it go. Trusting in the natural rhythm of the universe. Yield to the flow of life, trusting in the natural rhythm of the universe. I embrace the unknown and welcome the magic of life's unfolding. Like a link in the chain, there's different pieces that have to fall into place. So things are always working out for us, even though it seems like it isn't sometimes. That's a quote from "Things Are Always Working Out for Us." Is a quote from Abraham Hicks. Okay, here's another random card. Moving on. This says, with graceful resolve, I release the grip of the past, liberating myself to move forward with ease and serenity, right? Ease and peace. I release the past and forget about all, the things maybe that you're not happy that you did or that people did to you. And release the past, so liberating yourself to move forward with ease and serenity, embracing the boundless potential of the future and of the here and now. I would say, they say there's like magic in the present too, because so many times we keep thinking about today, we're thinking about tomorrow. And my favorite singer and celebrity is Michael Bublé, and he actually has a song called "Today is Yesterday's." Wait a minute. today is yesterday's tomorrow. Yeah, today is yesterday's tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday we were saying, "Oh, I can't wait for something," like maybe tomorrow. Well, today is yesterday's tomorrow, so we should enjoy and make the most of this day. Um, I hope people are enjoying this, and uh, let me see. I don't know. I see some kind of movement in the comments, but I don't see words. Whoop. Okay. Anyway, so moving on. So we want to move from the past, embracing the boundless potential of the future. I step boldly into the unknown, infinite possibilities, as the program I'll be teaching says on July 1st from Mike Dooley. Embracing infinite possibilities. I'm saying just that general term that await me. I'm ready to embrace the infinite possibilities that await me, because in God's universe, we are connected to God, and with God, all things are possible. That's infinite possibilities. You don't have to figure out the how. There are tons of infinite ways of how things can work out for you. And there's ways that we can't even figure out. The different steps, the different people that have to move in different directions or do certain things in order for you to get the thing you want. Sometimes we are a link in the chain for other people, that we may take a right instead of a left on our walk today, say. And when we walk this way, someone sees, maybe, like, I have a t-shirt that says just breathe. Okay, some people have t-shirts that have inspiring words on them or something. This is an example. The person with inspirational t-shirt might make a right while they're walking, and they don't even know why, but their soul, or God inspiration made them think, make a right this time. And at that time, that divine timing, somebody on that block, instead of the block that they usually walk on, is walking, and they're depressed about something, or they're very stressed about something, and they happen to see me as I turn the corner, that my t-shirt says just breathe, or someone's t-shirt says um uh you got this, or God is with you, or something. You don't know how we are often links in a chain for other people. So just trust that there's infinite possibilities for us and other people, and sometimes we each play a part in each other's infinite possibilities coming to them. Okay. So I'm just doing two of those. And then I'm going to say, well, first of all, I hope people are enjoying this. I'm not sure yet if my algorithm is reaching the right people. I know someone, I'm going to say, someone out there said something kind of nasty, which sometimes I get these odd viewers that come on. I mean, God bless them all. Maybe they've got their own issues, but I have to be confident that the people who want to hear this work will be attracted to this channel. I grew up i grew up learning about law of attraction, or that thoughts become things, in my teenage years. My family, especially my aunt, introduced us to those ideas about positive mindset. So I grew up with this stuff. And not that we didn't have our challenges, and family challenges, because we did. And but um uh it showed, besides my my Catholic Christian foundation and upbringing, which I'm still connected to, it also showed a way to work with, your nervousness, your worries, your monkey mind chatter, um, and try to focus more on the positive, while you're keeping faith in God's help, and you're doing your prayers and meditation or whatever. So I think this kind of work helps with, all day long. You're out in among people in life. You're, as Abe Hicks would say, you're mixing it up with people. You're not praying or meditating all day. You're out among people, and where our human mind is part of that scenario. So if you're not in church or your temple or whatever, praying all day, your human side is out mixing it up with people. So while you're doing that, your mind is involved. These kind of principles help you with tips of how to work with your human mind, when you're not totally immersed in connecting to God through prayer or meditation, or however you do it. So that's why I like positive mindset. And then it seems to make a difference, that because I've had this happen to me, excuse me, so many times, where if you really do something, that you're following your positive passions, or your excuse me, or you're relaxed, or you're in nature, or on vacation, or you're having fun with positive people, um and you're doing things that you enjoy, either that you're excited about, or that you're relaxed, or feeling peaceful. That's when things fall into place in your life. This has happened to me many, many times over the years. Even though I've had my challenges with like OCD type of worrying, looping worries, or obsessive worrying, or anxiety, or attention deficit, um, kind of lack of focus. I grew up as a creative person, going to art school and everything, a graphic designer, art director by trade. But then the last several years, I've been doing positive mindset, law of attraction, life coaching. Anyway, I do see that in this life that God created, it does seem, my opinion, you make your own opinion. Um, when you're in that higher vibration, that higher state, feeling good or relaxed, or following your God-given positive passions, or God-given talents, all of a sudden you have access to a stream of positive inspiration. You get positive ideas. That's all connected to God, in my opinion. Or you wind up with this thing saying about, like, the you release control, and you yield to the flow of life. You wind up seeing things fall into place. They fall into your lap, or conveniently, boom, 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 boom. When it's like you could cross a whole bunch of things off your to-do list, if you're in the right state, and you're saying, you know what, I have those things to do, but really, what do I feel like doing right now? What does my soul feel like doing? I wish I could just take a walk in the park. Okay. Then you take a walk in the park instead of go shopping for your to do list item. And then you're in this more positive state. And all of a sudden, you get these ideas. Oh, wait a minute. I'm by the park now. I feel so much better, so much lighter, and not stressed. And I just thought, because you're not stressed, in your more positive state, now you got that clearer flow, that God flow, that inspiration flow. I just thought, here I am in the park, it's beautiful, I feel more relaxed. Oh, right by this park, 2 blocks away, there's a store I don't usually go to, but they have that item I need for my to-do list, that chore I need to do. And then I forgot. And then, like, 2 blocks the other way, there's that little grocery store that has the other item I needed for my dinner tonight. So things wind up falling into place. That's something I can totally get behind, and feel like I experience that all the time. That's part of why I focus on this. Or if you have a health challenge or something, and I've had them, and I don't want to focus on them, but I've had some. uh, Even during those things, even if it turns out where you still have to have, say, a surgery or something, God forbid, but there are certain things. Always consider, oh, I have to have this test. How would I like it to work out? Not, oh, I'm sure it's going to work out. No good, whatever. How would you like it to work out? And then sometimes, like, I've had things where they say, oh, you know what? Actually, it's better than you thought. Or even if it isn't, still focus on, how would I want these things to work out? And God help me, put it in God's hands. And then you wind up having the best doctors, the easiest, the smoother recovery time. That you get the card stacked in your favor, when no matter what you're going through, you always connect with God, and with a positive focus, and then let go and do things that you enjoy, or you do things that relax you. That seems to be the easiest way to get through your challenges. So as Abraham Hicks would say, who I'm a fan of their philosophy, life is going to have its contrast, its challenges, its problems, but you do not have to suffer so much. You do not have to suffer so much. So, okay, these things are going to come up. We don't want them to, but like Les Brown, the motivational speaker, said years ago, and that was the first person I used to go see. I've seen them all. I go to them all. I have pictures. I have a photo here with Bob Proctor. I don't know if you can see that. He was in the movie The Secret. I went to his house because they had an event. I don't know if anybody knows Bob Proctor here. If anybody knows Bob Proctor, please put a thumbs up. I'm just curious. But he was the narrator of the documentary The Secret. And so I've met them all. I've done the classes. I bought the t-shirts. And why? Because I do believe this stuff works. Um, I haven't manifested certain bigger things, um, but I have manifested a lot of good things. Actually, one thing that was bigger, that was really more as a side note, it was really, you can't really I'm going off on a tangent here, but I'm just going to say this one story. My father had to have a brain operation 10 years ago. He could not walk, right? He's in his 90s now, early 90s. He could not walk for a year and 4 months. And in the middle of that, it seemed like, we couldn't even imagine that he would walk again. But I did focus on that. Now, you don't really have as much influence on someone else's life as they do. It's really their thoughts become things in their own life, but you can have sort of an outside influence, encouraging them or whatever, helping to hold the positive focus, I guess. You can have a little influence. And he wound up walking after a year and 4 months, which was a little sooner than I guess they were saying 2 years it was going to be. And and it was amazing. That was miraculous. Okay, God, Jesus, we did prayers, and I I give them the overall credit, but I feel as part of, because we're part human, we're co-creating with the divine, so we have to do our part. At one point, the physical therapist, they saw his foot dragging like this. Okay, he didn't have problem with the foot, but because of the brain operation, um at one point his foot was dragging, and they're like, oh, that never goes away. That never goes away. I was like, well, we're not gonna we're gonna focus on that, getting back to normal too. Okay, but they're like, that's never gonna go. Well, that did go away. Okay, so with God, all good things are possible. With a positive focus, all good things are possible. And if you're interested in this kind of content, again, just you do it on your own. Go to other channels, other books. I'm sure you've all been doing that. I've been doing that. There's different teachers or different uh, coordinators of information that people respond to. But this July 1st, for 6 weeks, on Wednesdays, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, I met Mike Dooley in person. I was also trained by him, their online certification training. I'm a certified trainer for Mike Dooley from The Secret movie for his Infinite Possibilities programs. I taught one for the main program, and now I'm doing this one that's for the Well Traveled Soul, meaning for people who are just possibly at a difficult crossroads. You're struggling with some challenge. Maybe it's growing older, or you're facing grief or a health challenge, or just being overwhelmed, or being a caregiver. Um, it's going to be inspiring, light, and fun, but profound. So I hope you'll join me if you're interested, or if you don't, if you're not interested, maybe you know someone else who is. I'll put the link below. You also would be getting this workbook. You have to buy it from Amazon if you buy the class, and it's well, self-reflection, and have positive group support and accountability, so that you can move forward on your goals, because a lot of times when we do goals on our own, we don't stick to them, or it's hard to focus, especially if you have attention deficit situation like many of us do. Thank you for being here live and in the replay. I'm here every 1:30 p.m. on Thursdays for this free YouTube live, but I hope you'll join us in this program if you can. It's July 1st to 6 weeks on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. There will be replays. And then the seventh week, we're having a party, a wrap party on the goal that we were working on. Even if that goal is to simply feel better about waking up in the morning. But it could be, you have a job goal, a relationship goal, a business goal, a passion project goal, a retirement goal, a, you know, whatever age you are, you're all welcome. Thanks for being here. Go out, have some fun. With God, all good things are possible. You don't need to figure out the how. Bye bye.